G'day, Stu from UAVfutures here, and today, well, I am happy to be back. I missed you guys, and we're finally back in the studio. We're about to make some content, but I want to know, before we kick it off and look at today's review, what is the worst place you have ever lost your drone? And the reason I'm bringing this up is because on my Discord, one of my mates, shout out to Malice Vex, I'm going to put his channel down below. Go check that out. He's got a really cool kangaroo video, actually. You can go look at some of the strange Aussie wildlife, but he sent me this picture, he rang me up and he said, Stu, I've lost my drone, and it was like a fully decked out marmot with like TBS, crossfire, everything on there. It was absolutely, and a GoPro on top of that, and so pretty much a high premium drone, and look at where he lost it. I'm gonna put a picture on the screen somewhere, and this thing has to be one of the worst places. I was like, that won't take long to find. I saw the picture, and then I realized what an absolute nightmare that must be. Those rocks are probably like 80 meters tall, so whatever that is in the feet, I'll put that somewhere from the top to the bottom. Look at the size of the trees on the screen versus it, and then imagine losing your drone in there, and you don't have any DVR. He should have been recording DVR, we all told him, and yeah, essentially it was an absolute nightmare. So I don't know, he did find it, long story short, he did after like 10 hours or something, two days, he did find his drone, and it was like 80 Ks away, like he had to drive there each day to keep searching for it. He did find it in the end, so all happy days. But where's the worst place you guys have ever lost it? And I'm sure some of you long range people have some pretty extreme stories as well. But today, with that out of the way, we're gonna jump in and have a look at Diatone's new offering, the Little Cube. It comes with a 2-inch version, a 3-inch version. I'll put some pictures on the screen, and this thing, I gotta say, I love the frame and I love the look of it. It's doing some things pretty special, and if you're concerned about weight limits, you know, this might be the drone for you. What we're gonna do, we're gonna put it on the bench, break it down, look at the text and the specs, all that sort of stuff, you know, the technical aspects, and then we're gonna go out to the field, fly it around, and the old man is there. He's not gonna like me saying that. Grumpy Trev is out in the field as well. We'll see what he thinks. I think Long Range Tony is out there, if my memory serves me correctly. Show you some DVR and just find out how this little bad boy from Diatone goes, because sometimes they can make great quads, sometimes they can make quads that definitely need a bit of a tune, and this one, well, let's find out exactly how it goes. So as a bit of an overview, what this is the 3-inch cube version. This is also a prototype version, so you might find some others out there. I think they've got orange caps or something like that on the top. This is one of their earlier prototype versions, so the tune might be a little different when you get it, or might be there's some little revisions, but this is the one we've got on the bench. And essentially what it is, if I find my scales here, they're still, there they are. And it is very, very light. It's coming in at 48 grams, so pretty much, you know, 50 grams right there. I've already put an XM Plus receiver in here, and it is very, very compact. And if you want an ultralight little flyer that still has plenty of power, and it's not really going to cause too much damage if you crash it into something, you know, people shouldn't really get too worried about this, but it still has plenty of speed. This little bad boy is going to be a lot of fun. Now, the main thing that I'm excited about this is the actual frame design. So sometimes, you know, we get a lot of those toothpick looking things, which were just 4 little arms, and that's been the way quads have been for quite a while. Whether you look at 3-inch, 4-inch, 5-inch, 6-inch quads, that's all they seem to be. Not too many make too many differences. So let's jump in, look at the components in the first part. And this thing is doing some very special little tricky parts where the frame, I've got to say, it's made out of like it is actually a carbon frame, but look at it. It's absolutely, I don't know, it's not like anything I've seen before. I don't know how they actually milled this out or what they did to get this kind of shape, because it seems like you would be wasting a lot of carbon cutting this out, but it is very, very robust, and especially in a front crash where you're going to hit something head on, it has a lot of strength across this, I guess, axis or this plane. And also I was worried, is it going to snap? But it actually has a little bit of flex. I'll see if I can put this in the roof cam right here. So it's got a little bit of flex as well, and I thought that might be bad. I didn't notice it too much in the flights, but also I was like, how strong is it going to be when it comes down and has a bit of a crash? And I've got to say, because it is so light, I do think this thing is going to hold up very, very well. But with that out of the way, let's start at the outside and go through the components, do that sort of bit out of the way. So it's spinning 3-inch props. I think there are 30, 25, yeah, they are 30, 25s. We've got some tiny little Mamba motors underneath, 1103s. I think they're 5,500, 6,500 kVs underneath. Moving towards the middle, pretty standard stuff with the with the ESC in there. We've got a 14 amp ESC, F4 flight controller in the middle, and then some stars of the show. This thing is rocking a TBS Unify Nano, so that's pretty cool. You can get some pretty good video out of there, and also a little Nano run cam in the front for your FPV feed. So you actually have a really nice FPV setup. Now you've got a tiny little pod that it's all comprised in. It's got an XT30 on the back, and you can see I've just jammed in my XM Plus in there, stuck an antenna out the top and one out the bottom of the frame as well, so we can get a bit of a diversity going. You get a little standard sort of dipole antenna. And that's probably the only thing I would like to change. Maybe a little bit of a better mounting solution for the antenna so it's not going to get cut by the props, because I did have to put a few little zip ties on there. Now mine, it's running on a 3S battery. It didn't come with a 3S. I think it can take a 4S, but you need to change the tune when that's going to happen. And then if I flip it underneath, you can see we've just got a little Velcro strap. It comes with two sizes of Velcro straps, so a bigger and a smaller one. They are a bit of a pain to thread through, so that's what else can you say. And then that's it as far as the components go. Now moving on, let's talk about the design of the thing, and I'm going to say I really like it. Like 10 out of 10 in terms of design. It's innovative. I haven't seen a frame done like this before. It's very strong. It keeps it very light, and I don't know how they did it for the cost. Usually I think this would be pretty expensive, and to sort of mill out something like that, or however they've done it and folded it, I don't know how they actually made this frame and the process of it. But yeah, I think the design of it is very, very good, especially for the weight too, keeping it ultra light. And when you go to hover this thing, and especially you'll see when Tony goes to do it, it feels like it's like 10% throttle and it's already taken off. That's how it feels when it's on the sticks. The quality of the thing, I'm going to say, well, I really like the components they've got in there, and the soldering joints, everything seems to hold up very nicely, and probably like an 8, maybe even a 9 out of 10. And especially when you look at the pros and the cons, when you look at the big one, which is the pro for me, is the price. At the moment, I think it is super cheap at either $120 or $130. I'm not too sure. I'll put a picture or a link down below. Go check that out. And for what you get, that is an awful lot of drone for not very much money at all. So it's definitely a good option if you're after some value for money. Also, the weight limit, I really like that. If you're trying to keep your drones as light as possible, it's got plenty of speed, it performs well. I really like everything about it. And probably the cons, things I don't like, is I'd like them to work on the tune a little bit, and it may be different at the time of posting this video because I do have a prototype, and luckily I feel like you can tune some of the oscillations of this thing out. It was only at that max throttle where I was getting a few little vibrations, but overall I'm going to say I really like this drone. On the bench, it's got fantastic stuff in it. Diatone makes some cool stuff. I'm really happy with what they do. I like the frame. It's innovative, it's light, and it's also cheap, and it's a lot of fun to fly around. You're not going to be wanting to fly this thing indoors, maybe the little 2-inch version, but even then it is very, very quick. This 3-inch version is a bit of a rocket, but let's do the fun stuff now. Let's go out to the field, fly this thing around, have some fun, see what the grumpy old man, Grumpy Trev, thinks, and see what the other boys think, and show you some DVR of this little thing screaming around. So let's do it. Go have some fun in 3, 2, 1. Radio out here in the field, and today is an exciting day because, yeah, we're checking out this Diatone toothpicky little thing to fly around, but also we're with Long Range Tony, and the legend himself is back. What we've got Grumpy Trev in the field as well. So we're going to catch up with Trev. It's been too long. We'll take this thing for a flight, have some shenanigans, see some DVR, see what I'm spitting everywhere, see what the other boys think. So let's do it, have some fun, and check out the Diatone toothpick. This is like the 3-inch version, and have some fun. Radio, let's do it. And Tony's probably going to crash his wing in the meantime too.
Yeah, I'm going to try really hard.
Okie dokie, here we go. Now the first thing I want to mention, because this thing is so light with some big props, the power to weight ratio is ridiculous, and a little bit of throttle and you are up around the 10%. It just pops up into the air. It took me by surprise, so you definitely be ready for that. It is very, very easy to hover. You don't need very much throttle whatsoever. Now we're going to talk about a few different things, and first things first, let's really focus on the part that I probably don't think is perfect, and that would be the tune. So I want a full punch out and that sort of stuff. You can see it's got plenty of pep, but I'm getting a tiny little bit of oscillations. It was a little bit windy out here, but yeah, just some oscillations around that full throttle, and I do think that can be tuned out. I know the wind is going to be playing a little bit of a part of it, and also maybe with the updated canopy that might help reduce it. So I'm not too concerned, and it's more than flyable. Definitely still going to have an awesome time, but I do think it does have room to get better. Now we can talk about some of the things I really do like, and we're getting great video feed as we go through it, and I think in a second it's kind of like an amazing little acro rig, but it has power to boot. So I think I do a full punch out in a little bit, and it just disappears up into the sky. And what I want you to think about when you're watching this back is this is a drone that's like 50 grams, which is absolutely ridiculous. So if you want something really light, check this out. I think here's where I say to the boys, here's a punch. It's just disappearing into the sky, and it's crazy to think you can have a drone that is this light they can still rip around. So if you're in a country where you really have to be strict about weight limits, all that sort of stuff, this drone is 50 grams without the battery or even under, which is absolutely ridiculous to see this thing screaming around. And I really like this one for doing a little bit of acro. I think here I'm trying to chase Tony's wing down. I like the FPV feed. I think the camera's nice and clear. Also, we're on 25 milliwatts here. Still getting pretty good penetration, even though there's a little bit of water in the air because it had been raining the night before, and the camera's nice and clear. It looks good. It's got a unify on there, so you can boost it up. Overall, I really like the components they've got going in this drone. And also, because it's super light, you're going to get some pretty good efficiency as well. So we're flying around getting some good flight times, as long as you don't go crashing, which I kind of do at the end of this pack. You can see here I'm also doing a little bit of acro. You should be getting some fairly good flights out of your batteries. But here, it feels like it can just do flips for days and rolls for days. So if you want something that's tiny, you can do acro with it. You are going to have an awful lot of fun with this. But what we should do, let's hand it over to Grumpy Trev and Long Range Tony, see what they think about it as well, because my flight's about up, and I think coming up I have a little bit of a crash. One thing I do want to mention, it doesn't seem to have any momentum when you're going across the top of something. So if you want to do a flip over the top of something and sort of do a look back, it's going to stop dead still right there. So you can't really fling it over the top of something like you can with 5 inches. So that's probably one difference between something this light and some of the heavy ones. And of course, it kind of doesn't power through branches quite so well as well.
Radio GT, here we are. First and foremost, before we get into this, where have you been, mate? What's been going on? So many people been asking.
I have been not here. I've been overseas. Just did a tour of Europe. All over Europe. It's bloody hot. Went to Hong Kong on the way back, but we had a lot of fun. So I was away just over a month, and but I'm back now, so watch out.
All right, so let's do it. Today we are flying this little bad boy from Diatone. So I know you've been doing a lot of micros and minis and stuff lately. So I don't know, like toothpick style, super light, it runs on 3S. So what's your first impression before we take it for a spin?
Well, geez, I tell you, I like the frame. It's solid. So we shouldn't have any vibrations going by that. But it is a Diatone, so I'll reverse my opinion until after I fly the thing. But it really looks good. They do a nice build on all their stuff. That is really neat. What a tiny little stack that is. Oh, look, looks nice. So
should we do it?
Yeah, let's whack a battery on it.
I've got a full receiver in here too, so we should get some pretty decent range.
The camera's nice colours. It looks...
I might just take it out a little bit and put it on a nice launching pad for you.
Yeah, well, nice camera. It does look big in my goggles though, like...
Fisheye or something?
Yeah, it looks like 4.3 instead of 16.9. Oh, shit. That was hardly any effort to get that in the air. It's responsive, but a bit of jello. I tell you what, it is. Oh, that's better. Oh, that was a treat. Yeah.
All right, Trevor, talk to me, mate.
Okay, it's
things you like, things you don't like.
Well, there's a lot of jello. I don't know. Yeah, that's throttle. If you change controllers.
Yes.
Bloody stiff as anything. It's something like you to have a stiff controller like this. It's responsive, but they've got to tune that jello out. That's like, I'm not going real fast. That's probably not even half throttle.
Then you get some oscillation.
Yeah, a lot of oscillations. Yeah, oh, look, I'm not sold on it. I really think this thing is, mind you, it is responsive. I give you that. I like it, but get rid of those oscillations and it'd be nice. It's just a bit annoying to fly at the moment with how it is, but gee, it's how dare someone try to ring me. Yeah, look, I like it, but how much is it?
About 130.
Oh, geez, it's cheap enough. I like the frame. I think that if you wanted to spend a bit of time tuning this would be a great little quad.
But as it currently stands?
As it currently stands, it's not a great little quad.
All right, performance out of 10.
6.
Okay, value for money for 130 as it currently stands.
Well, look, I reckon it's value for money. So 130 is cheap for what it is. It's well built. If you can be bothered stuffing around with it, I'd give it an 8.
Okay. All right, so they just need to fix it.
Yep, that's all.
All right, fix the tune.
Yep. I better come in because the battery's flat.
Yeah, how was your flight time?
3 minutes 21 seconds. 24, 25, 26. Oh, where are we?
Just here.
Oh!
You almost take the dirt, mate, into a big puddle. Do you want me to get your impressions?
Well, it was nice to fly, except for the oscillations. The camera needs to go up a little bit. Gee, you can't adjust that, can you?
No.
Well, that sucks. You probably need to print something at TPU. I really felt the camera was way too low.
Like it was too fast. I wanted more up tilt when I was flying. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. When you're going close to the ground, all you see is ground. You don't get any horizon, which is not good. But look, for $130, I reckon you could do something with it. You know, I don't normally say that for something out of the box, but this one I do really like the frame, and they've put it together really well.
All right, nice. Thanks, Trev. Rightio, long range Tony. So this is the toothpick, little 3-inch Diatone. I don't know, it's linked down below. First impressions.
She's small, isn't she? Like really, really small, really light. And when I first saw this, I thought this was a plastic frame, but I've just realised that's actually carbon fibre, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so really small, really light. Strange props. I don't know what the go is with the two-bladed props, but yeah, like I'm really blown away about how light it is. Like that's, what's that, like 80 grams?
Super light with a pack.
Yeah, super light, and everything's jammed in there. But I don't know, with that sort of weight, it'd be pretty hard to break anything, I would have thought. And it's 3S?
Yep.
Yeah,
it says it can do 4S, but it needs the tune. And you know what Diatone's like with tuning. So.
Yeah, pants.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll give it a go, eh?
Yep.
I like that.
All right.
All right. So let's give it a go. Super small. Here we go. Wait for Trevor to fly by. All right. So there's not a lot of up tilt from what I can see. Oh, she's got a bit of punch, hasn't she? Man, off the pad, I barely had it at 25%, and she leapt into the air. So, crikey, he's got plenty of go. Not a lot of camera tilt though, but certainly it seems to go where you put it. Let me just try a floaty. Oh, she's floaty, isn't it?
It just doesn't want to come down. Go inverted. You can just hang for days.
I'll do a punch out, and we'll do a inverted yaw spin. Man, there we go. Man, it just doesn't want to come down. Yeah, no, it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be, actually, Stu.
Are you getting oscillations?
Do you know what? I'm not actually getting too many. When you punch it up, there's obviously some, but no, down low, it's not too bad at all, and it's certainly a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. Good clear picture, good clear reception. There's no break up at all. So that's good.
That's pretty good for 25 milliwatt.
Yeah. So how much is this?
About 130 bucks.
Just good value, isn't it? Like 130 bucks. That's US.
Yep.
Yeah. Like if someone did a good tune, this could be really good.
So you're not happy with the tune, or you think it needs work? Or?
I just think it needs. Look, it's probably 80% there, but it's got oscillations when I punch it up. I just think it could just have a little bit of an improvement at the upper end. Take the high frequency oscillations out, but apart from that, it's pretty good. Like it certainly goes where you put it. It's nice and responsive on the sticks.
Trevor's just taken off over here with his behemoth, and he's away.
Yeah, but yeah, great little camera combo.
How's your flight time?
What am I on? 2 minutes at the moment, and I'm on 3.6, so very efficient, and that'll be a function of its weight, I would have thought.
It's a super old battery. Like that battery is from my original Atom V1 video, which is like a long time ago.
Yeah, and I haven't been flying to conserve the battery. We'll do another. There we go. Just let it do an inverted float to the ground, and maybe too much to the ground. Yeah, look, it's
All right. So who do you think this one's made for?
I reckon this is made for someone who's probably got a confined space. Like this park's not that confined, but if you've got a small open space outdoors, probably a bit too big for your backyard unless you've got a big backyard.
It's got a bit of power.
But yeah, because it has got some power, and if I punch it, like it'll be through the neighbour's fence before you know it. But if you've got a small compact area, you want to have some fun, do a bit of proximity flying around trees, this could be really good, and it's not going to break the bank. You know, it's at $130. You're getting a fair bit of quad for your money. Yeah, and stock camera, stock VTX.
Yep.
Yeah, a really good picture. I've got some quads with, you know, expensive cameras and things, and this is like the clarity of the picture on this is great.
Too easy. All right, Tony. Nice. I think you're. Oh no, that was Trevor hitting a tree.
Yeah, I'm just going to do a power leap over this and see how.
Where are you?
over the dead tree.
Oh, yep.
Duh. Yeah, no, very good. I don't know how the props would go with a strike on a tree trunk though.
It's very quiet.
Yeah, but it hasn't got a lot of inertia. So when you
No, that's true.
So if I turn around, I was going to the tree and just doing a invert over the tree, and it doesn't seem to have the inertia to carry it like a bigger quad. But you know, I guess that's the trade-off when you've got something that's so light, and I'm on 4-minute flight time. I'm still on 3.2. So
That's pretty low.
Right,
That's if it's calibrated, but yeah.
3.3 actually. It's bouncing up. But no, this is great. No, fun. I'll describe it as fun.
Too easy. All right, thanks, mate.
All right.
Alrighty, there it is. There's my review of the little Diatone Cube, and overall, I'm going to say for the price, it's absolutely fantastic. The tune, although not perfect, is definitely more than flyable. I love how light it is, and just the frame design. I really like what this thing is doing, and you're going to have a great time if you're going to pick one of these up. I think it is going to hold up well in crashes. Hopefully, they're going to offer replacement frames if the inevitable happens. You land on some concrete or something like that. But look, you can even snap the best of drones. But overall, I think it's going to be strong in a front crash, and because it's so light, it should hold up well most of the time. But I'd love to know, what do you guys think? Definitely drop your comments down below. And also go check out Malice's Vex video, and I want to know, where's the worst place that you've lost your drone? Because looking at those pictures after I saw them, I've got to admit, that is a terrible place to lose it. At least it wasn't in a big dam or something like that. Water is never a good mix with drones. Other than that, it's great to be back. Subscribe for more FPV related content. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you hit that bell icon, and as always, happy flying. Also too, thank you to all the people who sent me emails and well wishes and all that sort of stuff while we're away. We had a great time spending some time with my family on vacation, and it just, very nice of you. I feel very blessed to be part of this community and have the support. So if you're one of the people out there who wrote me an email or got in touch in the little break that I had, thank you. It was very much appreciated, and it's just very kind of you. So anyway, other than that, I'll stop rambling. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. See you tomorrow. Happy flying, all that sort of stuff. And I said the happy flying part.